As Oda Nobunaga cemented his power in Aari Prefecture, battling internal divisions and preparing for future challenges, a powerful neighbor watched on with even greater ambitions. Not only did the Imagawa clan, led by Imagawa Yoshimoto, hold extensive territory in central Japan, they also had a daring plan to march all the way to Kyoto and establish control of the shogunate. Aari was not just a neighboring territory for Yoshimoto, but an essential stepping stone for his climb to national supremacy. The Imagawa clan was one of Japan's oldest and most powerful during the Sengoku period, with roots stretching back to the late Heian period. Direct descendants of the Ashikaga clan, the Imagawa bore significant prestige due to their connection to the shogunate lineage. Their territory included the provinces of Suruga, Totomi, and later Mikawa, forming a foothold in central Japan. The Muromachi period saw the clan stand out as loyal supporters of the Ashikaga shogunate, bolstering its political and military position. Like many other clans, however, the Imagawa faced both internal and external challenges, as the Sengoku period plunged Japan into a prolonged civil war. The ascent of the clan began with Imagawa Yoshitada, who solidified control over Suruga. After his premature death, a series of succession disputes threatened the clan's stability. Imagawa Ujichika, Yoshimoto's father, was the one who reinstated internal order and established an effective administrative system that made the clan one of the most organized regional powers of the time. Under Imagawa Yoshimoto's leadership, the clan reached its peak. Yoshimoto spread the Imagawa's territories, annexing Mikawa and forming strategic alliances with the Matsudaira and Takeda clans. His well-equipped army and centralized administration made the Imagawa clan one of the most powerful forces of the Sengoku period. The charismatic leader of the Imagawa clan, Imagawa Yoshimoto, was one of the most influential figures of his time. Born in 1519, he was nurtured by strict education and deep sense of samurai duty. His bloodline, descended from the Ashikaga clan, gave him not only prestige, but also the ambition to hold a central position in Japanese politics. Yoshimoto was a refined ruler, blending the virtues of a warrior and a statesman. Yoshimoto was raised on Confucian principles and Zen Buddhism, something that shaped his vision of leadership and governance. He was a great believer in the power of order, both in the military and in civil administration. A patron of the arts, Yoshimoto highly valued culture and scholarship, casting the image of a leader who sought not only to expand his domains, but also to bring stability and progress to his lands. However, despite being an educated tyrant, strength of arms was an indispensable tool for Yoshimoto to achieve his goals. He viewed the Sengoku period as an excellent opportunity to ascend to the top of the Japanese political system and restore order under his leadership. Yoshimoto's greatest achievement was to march into Kyoto and grab control of the Ashikaga shogunate. He not only wanted to expand his power, but also as a mission to restore order in Japan, which had been torn apart by civil wars for decades. To achieve this goal, he began to solidify territories and form strategic alliances, such as joining forces with the Matsudaira, a clan that would become later known as the Tokugawa, and the powerful Takeda. Kyoto, the imperial city, was not just symbolic. Securing the capital meant holding authority over the other daimyos and establishing himself as the supreme ruler of the archipelago. Yoshimoto understood that this would place him on the same level as the previous shoguns, cementing his legacy for future generations. He was widely regarded as a skillful strategist and a formidable leader. His reputation was that of a ruler who blended military strength with cultural sophistication, setting him apart from other warlords of his time. He was greatly admired by his allies, feared by his enemies, and seen as an ideal leadership model for a fragmented Japan. His reputation, however, also included a degree of arrogance. Yoshimoto was known for his exaggerated reliance on his strength and alliances, which sometimes led him to undervalue lesser opponents, like Oda Nobunaga. This self-perception of invulnerability, combined with his relentless desire for conquest, turned out to be both his greatest strength and weakness. He viewed himself as a man bound for greatness. He believed that his march to Kyoto was unstoppable, and that his leadership would lead to order and stability for Japan. Imagawa Yoshimoto spent years planning his ambitious march to Kyoto. His strategy was meticulously crafted, blending military strength, strategic alliances, and the control of crucial territories along the way. But Aari province ruled by Oda Nobunaga, stood as an unavoidable obstacle on his route to the capital. Yoshimoto rallied a large army, numbering around 25,000 soldiers, one of the largest assembled forces of the Sengoku period. This included experienced samurai, archers, spearmen, and auxiliary troops, as well as a sizable number of firearms, a technology that was starting to change the landscape of Japanese warfare. The Imagawa also made logistical arrangements for the long march. Supply depots were set up along the route, making sure that the army had constant access to food, ammunition, and other essential resources. The efficient management of Yoshimoto guaranteed that his army could move with a sense of discipline and efficiency, traits that were fundamental to a campaign of such magnitude. Yoshimoto bolstered his alliances with neighboring clans to secure support during the march. A key role was played by the Matsudaira clan, led by the young Tokugawa Ieyasu, providing military support and serving as a defensive barrier against Western threats. Aari province was a major strategic piece in Yoshimoto's plan. To reach Kyoto, the Imagawa army had to cross the territory controlled by the Oda clan, led by Nobunaga, who were historic rivals of the Imagawa. Yoshimoto perceived Aari as a territory that had to be neutralized quickly, either through conquest or submission, to avoid any interruption on his march. The Aari plan was straightforward and ruthless. Yoshimoto aimed to invade the province with overpowering force, capturing strategic castles and subduing local leaders. Nobunaga's force was deemed small and inexperienced compared to the Imagawa veterans, and for this period, it was vastly underestimated. Yoshimoto felt that the numerical superiority and reputation of his army would be sufficient to guarantee a quick and decisive victory. Defeating Aari would bolster the Imagawa's position as an impenetrable force, deterring any opposition along the road to Kyoto. His plan reflected his utter confidence in the sheer strength of his army and the perceived weakness of the Oda. However, this confidence resulted in over-optimism, disregarding the potential for Nobunaga to resist. For Yoshimoto, Aari was a minor obstacle that could easily be dealt with before focusing on his larger goals in Kyoto. As the Imagawa began to march with their towering forces, Nobunaga was gearing up to challenge not only Yoshimoto's plan for Aari, but also his supremacy vision. The march to Kyoto, meant to be the culmination of Yoshimoto's conquest, was about to be dramatically interrupted at Okehazama, where Yoshimoto would confront the whole of Oda Nobunaga's fury and sagacity.